with the cowboy stuff being overtaken by the sci-fi stuff. You know, it's like
All right, maybe if we want to get like a clip out of this, hold on, because this is pretty weird. This is like pretty fucking weird. So this is the new conservatives are mad thing right now. Exclusive. I've obtained leaked video from Disney's upcoming show Baymax, which I guess is Big Hero 6, which promotes the transgender flag and the idea that men can have periods to children as young as 2 years old. It's all a part of Disney's It's all part of Disney's plan to re-engineer the discourse around kids and sexuality. All right, let's watch.
Excuse me, which of these products would you recommend?
Oh, well, these are the tampons I usually use.
Thank you.
I prefer pads. They're more comfortable for me.
Thank you.
I always get the ones with wings.
Thank you.
Get them scented and bleach-free if you can.
Thank you.
Yo, my daughter loves these.
Thank you.
These might be easier if it's her first period.
These are really environmentally friendly.
Okay, that was it. So this person and a lot of conservatives, they now believe that trans men are men, which it like seems like the opposite position that they've had this entire time. So this is the character, right? This is the character who is a trans man, and they're upset at showing that a trans man still has periods. But I thought that the conservative narrative was that this is a woman and not a man because there's woman parts. Because the biologically at birth, the fact that they have periods, I thought that should this conservative person not be saying that it promotes the idea that women can have periods, women that look like men? Because I thought that was their position, but now it seems like this is the opposite, and it seems like there's a lot of conservatives that don't understand the massive contradiction in their beliefs. That doesn't make any. I don't understand what the. Like, what's the criticism at that point? Like, oh no, a trans character existed in a piece of media for a fraction of a second. And the entire rest of the show is going to have nothing to do with fucking, like, anything political. Like, I don't know. Like, it's just, it's... I don't know who this person is. Oh, filmmaker. Should I search up some films? Let's see what... Writer, filmmaker, activist is what it says on his Twitter. So let's search up some films. Let's see what kind of filmmaker this guy is. They've made... They've written a TV series that's just their own name. TV series documentary from 2019. And directed 3 documentaries. And... Okay. 52 ratings on IMDb. All right. 16 ratings. This TV series that who knows where it's aired, seems to be a pilot episode. Everyone's only credited for 1 episode. America Lost. Oh, thoughtful conservative commentary, it says. Where is it? Okay, well, I was just curious, I guess, but not too many people watching his movies. But a lot of people follow his Twitter, which is kind of funny. Because you have a large enough platform that theoretically you should be able to promote your films. But I guess you're just kind of getting people hysterically angry over, like, what, 2 seconds of a kid's cartoon where there is a trans person in it, and that's your life? Okay. Fight the good fight, my bro. Filmmaker. Writer. I wouldn't... whatever. Article. He writes articles. That's what he writes. Okay. There are articles that he writes. The strategy behind DeSantis' culture war. The New Yorker reveals some of the governor's most effective tactics. A consortium of publicly subsidized nonprofits wants to decolonize gender and normalize male genitalia as a form of authentic womanhood. He loves DeSantis and really concerned about Disney being child predators, apparently. Even though, like, yeah, to these people, literally just showing a trans character in a piece of media is, like, corrupting children, apparently. So I find it weird when it's like you have a fraction of a second. So, like, literally, let's say 0.5%. Let's be generous. Let's say 2%, even though it's not. Let's say 2% of an entire film. Let's say 10%. Let's go even further. Let's say 10% of your film shows that a trans person exists, and your argument is that despite the other 90% of the film being cis, straight, whatever, you know, like, despite the overwhelming majority of a product being what they would consider to be, you know, appropriate, somehow that small percentage, that fraction, that minority of the film is going to dictate how children live and, like, what they imprint onto, essentially, which doesn't make any sense. And this is, like, within a film, and then you imagine, like, what's the rest of their day? Like, literally, like, a fraction of a percentage of their day where all it is just, there's a trans person that exists. Oh. And they think that is like, well, now they're gonna be trans. Like, obviously, that 1 second of showing a trans person, we can't, like, imagine believing that your worldview and that your norms and that your lifestyle can only propagate if you completely remove even a fraction of a second from you have to, like, prevent children from knowing about an alternative in order for your norm to exist. I don't believe that that's how it works. I believe that most people are, like, straight or bi. You know, most people are cis. You know, like, it's weird that like, there are these niche things like trans or gay that they believe will become, like, dominant in someone's brain unless they prevent them from knowing about it altogether. That makes it sound like you're very insecure about, like, your identity, your sexuality, your worldview. If you think that you have to prevent all information about opposing worldviews and lifestyles in order to keep your lifestyle, in order to keep that in an individual or society, right? Imagine feeling that way. Like, imagine, like, like if you're a parent and you watch a movie with your child and you hate trans people, you can just be like, that person was bad to your child after, even like, but apparently that's not like, you literally have to like freak out about the movie and like fast forward through. Ah! You can't see a trans person or else you'll be trans. If they weigh the two options, obviously they'll choose trans. Yeah, that's so stupid. It's such crazy fucking nonsense people. Holy shit. It's like, this is any other Western country, this is like fringe belief, but this is like actual political discourse in the US. Like actual politicians, prominent, like a large amount of like the political figures and population like think that this is legitimate, real discourse. Every other Western country, this is like fringe shit. It's absolutely insane. I think we've had too much separation of church and state. Church should inform the state. Which church, you dumb idiot? Which church? Even Christians can't fucking agree on which shit they believe. You're just like, Christianity in general? Yeah, it's so like a fraction. How can something be like an implicit suggestion to like children? How can they take that as, hey kids, you should be trans too? How can they take that when every other, like, it's literally one out of like hundreds of characters in media, like a small fraction of a percentage, and they're not even like, it's literally all they did is just have someone wearing a shirt that suggests that they're trans, who is presenting as male, and just like all of the other characters surrounding the robot, gave advice on tampons. Like the other, they're not mad at the other characters. They're not mad at tampons being mentioned by women, cis women. But it's just, yeah, it's kind of annoying.
And now, but
I thought, like, weren't conservatives supposed to be like the anti SJW, anti censorship, anti snowflake, like anti triggered? Like, this is one character being trans in a piece of media for like a second. Where? Like, fucking Christ, people. Jesus. Everybody's a fucking moron. Yeah. I think probably most people are, like, naturally bi to some degree, and there's, like, societal pressures leaning people in either way that might, like, prevent them from, fully exploring a real... Because it's more simple to just be like, I like one gender sort of thing. Like, I'm gay, but under the definition that gay is a preference, right? Gay is a preference for men, or, preference for same gender. And then straight is a preference for opposite gender. That doesn't mean you have zero attraction to human beings with, like, some different body parts. That doesn't mean that there's, like... And especially with, the idea of, like, male and female, and the fact that you can have biological males that look convincingly, like women, and vice versa, then it's kind of difficult for someone to be like completely straight or completely gay, because there's always going to be like some exception. Spectrum of like what people are. You have to remember, like, even if it's not the norm, it still exists.
Hey guys, it's July 2022. Here are the $10 patrons. Tyler, Joel999, Wrigglemoss, Speak of the Joker, Melly, Black Mama 1993, Mitzi Marcella, Yup, Caden Mack, Andre Philippe, Charisma, The Super One Player, Jacob Arn, Zachary Kane, Sam Joel, Cheat.exe, Gothic Sith, Mandel Bro, Wales, Bo the Doggo, Gabriel Herrera, Hoofido, and Lemonade Warrior is participating in the hit game Among Us and is considered the encroacher. 2 things before I sign off. 1. There's a Criterion sale at Barnes & Noble. 2. If you want to watch a video that isn't ready for release or whatever reason, then you can see it by pledging $10 on the YMS Highlights Patreon. You will, of course, also be in the credits. Thank you, and take care.